Hey guys, so I did a video maybe a couple of weeks ago on how to train openings, and I'd like to just do a follow-up to that really. That if you, and even if you're like sub 1000, I think this is perfectly relevant. So the idea is that we want to train, not just play. So I just made this recommendation to Ed in one of our lessons, saying because he plays the London system all the time as white, he's like 900 rated, and so I said, well, why not train? Why not train the London system, right? It's the difference between just going along to your local tennis court, with a couple of bats and a couple of balls, and you have a game, and then when you finish, you go off and carry on with your day, and that's absolutely fine. That's recreational play, okay? But if you really want to get better, and this becomes more and more important the higher up the ratings you go, because your opponents are going to be more talented, sharper, more experienced, and they will have prepared their own openings, and not just their own openings as white, but also their responses to what you play. So let me just show you how I've been doing this, right? So we start in the analysis board, okay? So I'm now training the Danish Gambit. I realized that I've studied it a certain amount, I've watched some videos on it, but then there comes a point where I just kind of, I'm out of my preparation and I start guessing. Okay, so you can see on the left hand side here, I've got some notes already. So let me just show you how it works. Okay, so I'll go into the PGN editor. So this is like learn analysis, right? And I play the first few moves, and in this case it's literally only two, because my next move is going to be d4, and I'm just going to select finish versus computer. So it opens up a new window, and it's got Stockfish set to 3200, which we don't need, it's just going to be slow. Right, and now I'm going to go, where did I get up to? So let's do Antonio, right? So I'll select Antonio, and then I play my move. Okay, and we have captures, okay? So this is E takes d4, this is fine. And then here you see in white, I've got all my alternative responses that I have so far discovered that the bots have played. Okay, but we are in captured territory, E takes d4 here. And now I know that I'm going to play c3. So when I'm in the play that I have memorized, that I know, see, this is perfectly normal. This is the full Danish, okay? I know we're in full Danish now, and now he's played d6. Okay, so I can refer to my notes. If I don't remember what to play against d6, I can refer to my notes, and that's absolutely fine because I'm playing a bot. I'm not playing live against a human being. So my note says knight to f3. Okay, now even better than this, it makes sense if you can figure out why knight to f3 is best. Okay, so knight to f3, and now we have c6. Okay, and I've seen this maybe once, and I think my notes tell me that castling is best. Okay, and now h6, and look how much the bar has swung in white's favor. Okay, so I might add h6 with a couple of question marks, because that looks like a very bad move by black. Question is, why is it a bad move by black? So I'm kind of in queen b3 is fairly normal, so let me try that. Queen b3 is a mistake. Bishop takes f7 is best. Okay, so it wants me to sack the bishop. And now it says knight to e5 is best. Huh. Well, let's stick with bishop takes f7. So I write that in my notes. Okay. And then king takes f7. Okay. And now we're on to move 9. So I'm already 2 points up in the engine's assessment. Now what I have to figure out now is, why am I two up? Because I'm actually down on material. I'm down a bishop and a pawn. However, black has no development whatsoever, right? and I should be able to do well. So now, is queen b3 good? No, it's a blunder. Knight e5 check is best. Knight e5 check. What? I say it wants me to give up another piece. Knight e5 check, okay. And the key thing here is to figure out why. Okay, so the king's here in check. Right, this pawn is pinned. Okay, if you go back a move, right, because the king has moved away, this pawn is pinned, preventing queen takes queen. And that's why that is actually a safe move. Okay, got it. Right. See? Understanding why is more important than just remembering the moves. Okay, now I would say knight g6 check with a fork on king and rook looks good. So I'm going to put king e7 in there. And now we're on to move 10. And I would say knight g6 is best. Okay. And take the rook. Okay. So at this point now, 2.5 points up, I would just play, I'd put knight g6 check, and then I'll put a smiley face to say that from this point we're happy. Okay. And now all I do is I go back to the computer's last move on there, and I'm going to change the bot, and I'm going to go to advanced, and now let's Wendy. Okay. So I play d4. What does Wendy do? Queen f6, okay? So this is this line. This is an alternative move too. Queen f6, okay? Well, we do knight to f6. Should be knight to f3. See, so I make improvements as I go. And now we have an alternative move 3 by black. So 3, ... E takes d4. And now move 4. What is move 4? Let's see. Let's see what move 4 should be. E5 looks good. No, it's an inaccuracy. C3, apparently. Okay. C3. Well, why C3? So from here, I play C3. Okay, I'm going to play c3 here, and it's going to d takes c3, knight takes c3. Okay, so if d takes c3, knight takes c3, I've got 2 knights out in the board versus a queen. Okay, so now queen c6, and I'm already looking quite strong here. And now what should we do? We might as well take the pawn, take it with another pawn. No, c takes d4 isn't inaccurate. Oh, yes, it blunders that. Of course it does. Okay. So it's a bishop d3 is best. Okay, well, let's play bishop d3. Okay, and add it to my notes. All right. D takes c3, knight takes c3. D takes c3, move 6, knight takes c3. And bishop b4. You see? This is all it takes. And you don't have to remember absolutely everything, right? You don't have to go 12 moves deep in every single line. That would just be a bit silly. All right, so now bishop's attacking that. It's defended once. So I could put a bishop here, for example. I could attack the queen. Bishop's defending that pawn. I could simply castle. Lots of options. I could put the question to the bishop with a3. So it is important to try and figure out the best move. And then if the computer says, actually, there's a better move, then to, to learn why. Because that's how you're going to get better at chess, not just by remembering. Although there is, of course, an argument to say that memory is no bad thing. You know, we all know, we all memorize openings. It's not a crime. Okay, so it's bishop d2. Okay, well that gets the bishop off the back rank. Yeah, I get that. Bishop d2 adds a second defender to the knight, and now I'm two 2 in front, okay? And now I'm way in front. So bishop d2 is best, and I could probably then put a smiley face on that. Let's just do one more. Okay, so go back to the computer's move at the beginning of this sequence. Okay, let's choose Pierre. And we play d4. And now queen e7. So queen e7, look, is a new one. I don't have queen e7. I think one thing I might do with my own notes here is actually put them in alphabetical order for the moves, like so put the bishop moves first, etc. Okay, so queen e7. Could simply capture. Could add another attacker on there. How about knight f3? No, it likes d5. Okay, so it wants me to advance the pawn. Okay. Right, so there we go, d5, and they play h6. Alright, so I'm feeling comfortable already. I think knight f3 again, yeah. And you start to see actually the same patterns come up again and again and again. So you get better at predicting what the computer is going to say is the best move. Okay, so we have, oh, that was just weird. Okay, so knight a6, 5, knight c3, knight b8. Okay, and probably happy from there, but let's go a little bit further. All right, bishop d3, it's not bad. Bishop e3 is best. Why is bishop e3 best? Don't know. 6, bishop e3, and then knight f6. So I'm using the correct notation, I think, for this, but I'll simply sometimes I'll just write it out. I do find actual PGN files themselves, although they're very efficient, are not very readable. Okay, so we've got knight f6 here. Bishop d3 is best. Okay, bishop d3, knight g4, and castles, surely. No, bishop d2 now. Okay, this is an unusual line, and I'm just going to put 3 dots to say it kind of carries on from there. Okay, capture that, and that's a weird line. Just I've never seen that in a game, I don't think. But that's it. That's the method. Now, I'm not just saying you should do this once. That if you really want to get strong at a particular opening, take 10 minutes every couple of days, 20 minutes every couple of days. Go through this. Just pull it up on the PGM board, on the analysis board, finish against computer, do a few bots, test out first of all your memory of your notes, and if you can't remember, refer to your notes to jog your memory, and if you find a variation that is new, then you may choose to make a note of it, okay? Then after that, you might go on to play a few unrated games against, real human opponents. And then once you feel like you've really got the theories under your skin and you really get it, then you put the notes away and go and try it live. So that's it. Yeah, if you want to get serious and if you want to get better at and stronger at particular openings, this I think is definitely one way to do it. But do not just rely on memory alone, or that will get you a certain way. But trying to understand the reason why particular moves are good, and add it to your notes. And if you prefer pen and paper, use pen and paper. Use a file where you can replace the sheets. Have a different page for different responses by your opponent. All right. So for example, all of these alternative move 2s, they could have a page each for themselves, right? Or the main line, or main line alternative move 3s, etc., etc., etc. So that's it. So this is my kind of notation. You can figure out your own, figure out what works for you. But the key thing is, if you want to get really good, you're gonna have to train, right? You got to think Rocky. Bum bum ba ba bum ba ba bum ba ba bum 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 ba ba bum ba ba bum ba ba bum bum ba ba bum ba bum ba bum bum. Yeah, that's it. So you don't come to watch for my singing, but some tips on how to get better at chess. And this is, I think, if you really want to get strong, this is what you're going to have to do, guys, because you can bet your opponents at some point are going to be training and preparing better than you. And if you're not ready, you're only going to be relying on your wits, on your tactics, and your talent and general experience. But that's only going to get you so far. So if you want to climb above 1500, get to 2000, at some point you're going to have to do this. So why not start now? All right, thanks for watching. See you later.